Hey, it's Joseph here. Today we are going to have a look at this microphone from Maono. I have used their microphones in the past before and they seem to be quite alright. So I wanted to check out this microphone that I might be able to use on my recording sessions. So let's have a look at the box itself. On the front, it says Maono Cardioid Dynamic USB XLR microphone, and it is called HD300 series. And on the top, it says USB and XLR are supported, as well as built-in premium audio processor, zero latency monitoring, support playback, system volume control, cardioid polar pattern, full metal body, desktop stand is included. And moving on to the back side of the box, model number is HD300T and the description is over here. The frequency response is shown all here, as well as a polar pattern. And the polar pattern is this over here that picks up the most onto the front, whereas a little bit onto the back. So it is somewhat directional, which is nice when you're trying to isolate the noises coming from other side of the room, such as my studio over here. And the features were listed. It's got a switch, indicator light, volume increase and decrease buttons, and USB-C socket along with the XLR socket, and then 3.5mm jack for your monitoring. I don't think there's more to go through, so let's go ahead and open it. So over here, when we open this, we've got some paperwork which you can go through, and it will tell you how to use the microphone, how to set up and such. And then we got a couple of cables here. Oh, they have included the XLR cable. So if you need one of those, that is included. And here's a metal rod that you can attach to your stand. And then here is the stand, or the arm itself for the stand. And then here is the microphone. It is in the shape and size of, the regular microphone you handle. So it is very usual size and shape, but this can be used for your recording setups as it is quite directional and it's got even USB-C support. And then on to the underside, we got the pop filter. So you want to set this up so that you don't have the pop sound registering to your microphone. And here is a shock mount, and I guess it seems somewhat universal where you can just slot the microphones into and then have it absorbing sound for handling or prevent any of the sound transferring into your microphone. And I'll be maneuvering around the desk and bumping onto the desk, and I don't want that sound going into the microphone directly. So here is a connection cable, USB type A on one side and then USB type C onto the other end, so you can connect your microphone onto your computer. And then the metal base, this does have some weight to it. I guess that helps to stabilize your microphone, and it doesn't have anything rubber at the bottom, so as you slide this across your desk, you might want to watch out. I guess if you were to go through the manual itself, it'll tell you how to install and how to operate the microphone, but what's the fun in that? So I'm just gonna YOLO it, I guess, and here's the base, and I'm gonna make sure I don't slide it across the desk, otherwise it may leave scratches. So here is the thread that goes in, so I'm just gonna tighten it so that it is secure. And then I guess you can turn this on to loosen this so that it goes up and down in terms of the height adjustment so that you can have it higher. So I'm just gonna lock it in position like that, and there is the gold thread adapter. I think one of them is 3/8 and then 5/8 for the gold one, so you can adapt to different sizes of your microphone or the shock mount that you have. In my case, I'm going to use this shock mount and it needs to adapt to the wider format. I believe that is 5/8, so I'm just going to turn this around and lock it in position. So I'm just turning that around so that it just locks in position, and I believe you just need to undo this portion and then lock it into a position that will face you. So this side needs to face me, so it'll be something like this, and then I'm just gonna lock that in position. And then I need to insert the microphone. Nothing fancy, just open that up and then insert it through. And because the switches are over here, you want to turn it so that it exposes the switches for you to control. So you can see the volume and the switch over here. Okay, and then you got this metal pin which you can attach to kind of do this maybe. Slot it into shock mount, and then there's a metal knob which you can turn, and there's a little thread which you are gonna put this screen onto, the pop filter. And this also has a thread on it, so I believe you just have to turn this to do that, which is kind of weird. Turn it many times. Okay, that locks in position, although it locks in a wrong position. So I'm just gonna loosen it once, and then there's a nut that you can turn from the back and upwards so that you can just tighten it into the position. So I'll do that, and that's good. So I've tightened everything so that it is well fixed onto me, and that seems like a perfect height to speak into. And obviously, if you already have a DAC solution, then you can use this VXLR cable, but I currently don't use that setup. I'm just gonna put that aside and connect everything via USB cable that I have connected here. And because you can connect the headset into the microphone directly, you can actually live monitor sound. So let me have all of that set up. Okay, this looks a little bit ridiculous. I wouldn't record such way, but I've got one microphone coming from the top, which is usually sitting outside of the frame and recording into my camera over there. And it is a Movo VXR 10 Pro, which is a one I have showcased on my video before, so you can check that out if you would like to. And so far the sound was coming from this. Now it is sitting a little bit closer to my mouth so that I can have basically equal comparison in terms of the proximity to the sound source, my voice. So this is what you're hearing through this microphone. And then I'm currently monitoring the sound coming from the Maono's microphone because it is connected via the monitoring 3.5mm cable, and it is transmitting into my headset. So I can actually monitor my sound, and I can also see the voice being picked up by my computer. So it is currently connected to my computer via USB-C cable that's been connected into the microphone. So that is what the sound that you are currently hearing. And I can also switch over to Samsung Q9U. So let me have that set up. And then now I have switched over to this microphone, which is Samsung Q9U, which I have used in my previous videos before, especially the podcast series or the YouTube stream series that I have done. You always have seen this microphone sitting in the frame, so I can just have a voice more like a podcast, a warmer tone, rather than just kind of casual video that I typically do. And currently you are hearing this voice via that microphone. So I know that it sounds pretty good, but one of the weakest point of this microphone is the fact that it doesn't have a good shock mount. The microphone itself supposedly has a shock mount internally, so all the banging sound doesn't get picked up from the microphone. But in my testing and the usage of the microphone, that wasn't all true. So as I bang the table, the sound of it gets transferred into the boom that it is currently connected onto, and then into the microphone. So all the little knocks that I have as I maneuver around the desk or type on the keyboard, all of those sounds were being picked up directly into the microphone, which was quite uneasy in my experience, or at least in my opinion. And hopefully the shock mount of the Maono is able to kind of isolate all of those shocks or the little bumps that I make into the microphone. So let me switch over now. So now you should be hearing the sound from the Maono microphone. And is this being picked up as much as it was on the Samsung microphone? I'm gonna have to hear this as well. I am sitting about 2 to 3 inches between the microphone. I'm not necessarily speaking directly into it. So let me push all the microphones away so that they are not sitting in the frame. And obviously, because it's got multiple threads along the stand, I can probably undo these shock mount and actually mount it onto the boom arm if I wanted to, and I'll probably do that after this video. However, in terms of the overall setup, this is quite easy because with the microphone, the stand, shock mount, and the pop filter is included, and you can adapt to either the USB into your machine and VXR for you to connect onto your existing DAC system. So it makes it really easy. It is really versatile and easy to set up, and I got this setup all going quite quickly, and this is what it sounds like. So yeah, if you are also interested in, I'll leave the link in the description for you guys to click on and purchase for yourselves. So if you have liked this content, please like and consider subscribing to my channel to continue watching these type of videos. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I'll see you next time.